Coming up on AgweekTV, we're at the Crary Full Pot event this week, where we'll hear from 3 of the biggest agricultural YouTube personalities in the U.S., including 2 from Minnesota. We look at the technologies that are advancing agriculture and the science around our food. And we'll see how a unique breed of sheep brought a city family back to the farm. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. This week we're coming to you from the Red River Valley Fairgrounds in West Fargo, North Dakota. AgWeek is a partner in the inaugural Crary Full Pot event. It's a special evening where attendees can meet and interact with some of their favorite YouTube farm personalities, like the Millennial farmer and Brian Brown from Brian's Farming Videos. Joining me now is Zach Johnson, the Millennial farmer. So Zach, why don't you start off by telling me a little bit about your operation?
Well, so our operation is just my dad and I full-time. We're 2,400 acres of row crop right now. It's all corn and soybeans, and we're in west central Minnesota.
So you have quite the YouTube presence. How did you get started in the YouTube game?
So I started the channel as a way of hopefully showing people kind of an inside view of exactly what's happening on the farm.
So when you first started this, did you ever think you would be taking close to 1 million people out with you on a typical day on the farm?
No, I definitely did not. And after about 1.5 years, we had a couple videos that just kind of exploded on us. And my wife and I kind of decided at the time that we were going to push hard for about 1 year and see if anything came of it. And if it did, we'd keep going with it. And obviously here we are, actually almost 7 years later now. So it's been kind of crazy. Definitely not something that I saw coming.
So for you, what are some of the perks of being a big agricultural YouTuber?
I've got to test a lot of new equipment, whether it's with machinery or software or a lot of the different stuff that's out there, the newer technology and the connections I've made. So I guess that would be the biggest thing for me. But what's been really rewarding is hearing from people that will tell me, you know, that they didn't grow up around agriculture, they don't understand a lot about it, and now they can see it from an inside view. And for me, that's really motivating because that's exactly what I was trying to achieve. I've had comments from moms that will come up and tell me they love what because it's not just me, there's a lot of farming YouTubers out there, but they love what we're doing because all of a sudden it's like farming is cool again. Now that it's on YouTube, the kids want to be farmers again. And so that to me is really motivating, really cool to, you know, see that we can have that kind of an impact.
Thanks for joining us, Zach. Zach Johnson, the Millennial farmer. No matter what separates us, we all have at least one thing in common. We all eat. AgWeek and our partners at Forum Communications Company are thinking about the future of food. We're launching a reporting series looking at techniques and technologies that are advancing agriculture and the science around our food and how it's produced. One of the biggest ag innovators is in our own backyard. The heart of John Deere is out in farm fields, but you could say its brain is in Fargo, North Dakota. The ag equipment giant innovates electronics at the Intelligent Solutions Group. Mikkel Pates gives you a look inside.
Certainly part of my upbringing was using farming equipment and seeing the value that it has.
Kent Warner grew up on a farm and ranch in western North Dakota and is known in the company for taking young colleagues home so that they can see for themselves how their ag tech and electronics work impacts everyday farmers.
Get more done with less. That's kind of what we were able to do with our electrification and our electronics in general.
Warner is one of some 700 people working in Fargo Deere buildings in North Fargo and the most recent of their stellar engineers who have been honored as John Deere Fellows. The Intelligent Solutions Group works on research, development, and logistics for new John Deere electronics technology. Another honoree, Noel Anderson, is known as Deere's most prolific inventor. He holds 154 U.S. patents with another 70 pending, along with patents in other key countries. Most of Anderson's inventions involve intelligent systems for automation and autonomy for precision ag.
A lot of the electronics is produced here. A lot of it is designed here. Amongst the technologies that Deere has, I think the 2 coolest ones that are underappreciated are the GPS and the engine controllers.
It's one thing to design something, it also has to be manufactured to stand up in the field. Will Cooper is an honoree who leads a team that makes sure a product is viable.
So my group has looked at a lot of the information on what makes a product robust and what makes it not robust, and we try to make sure that we don't make the same mistake twice.
Warner says the whole team's focus is on responding to demand, making products field rugged and economical.
And I think part of our job is to show that we can bring the technology to market when it's right, when it's ready to meet the needs of our customers, when it makes them money.
In Fargo, this is Mikkel Pates for AgWeek.
Next week, we'll profile the 5 John Deere Fargo employees who have been named Fellows of Excellence. Freezing revolutionized food preservation and distribution in the mid-1900s, but a Minnesota company is taking that to a whole new level. Jeff Beach visited an entire warehouse that's a giant refrigerator and freezer.
Johnny Pops are a sweet treat made in Minnesota. They're sold all over the country, but it can be complicated storing and transporting refrigerated or frozen foods. So Johnny Pops created a spin-off company, Vortex Cold Storage, to build a huge warehouse-sized refrigerator and freezer.
When we're doing a brand new state-of-the-art design, and build, we can make the best of everything that's currently available.
CFO Connor Ray says the 170,000 square foot, $40 million Vortex facility makes use of cutting-edge cooling technology. It uses carbon dioxide instead of Freon or ammonia. That makes it both more efficient and more environmentally friendly.
And we've certainly made the most of that to help both manage the cost structure and environmental impact of the facility over the long run, the entire life of the facility.
Jason Robinson of the Minnesota Ag Utilization Research Institute says it's vital to safely extend the shelf life of foods and consequently reduce food waste.
Of refrigeration means higher quality, fresher food, more premium.
Robinson says finding enough refrigerated or frozen food warehousing is an ongoing problem for the food industry. He says, for the most part, the U.S. cold chain is too small and too old.
This disconnect that exists between supply and demand, which can limit business growth and even innovation.
Ray says several other food companies use the warehouse as well. This has been Jeff Beach for AgWeek.
To see more of this reporting, visit agweek.com/special reports. And we'll have a look at the future of soybean technology later in the show. You've likely seen them on YouTube. When AgweekTV continues, hear from Chet Larson and Brian Brown, 2 of the most popular ag YouTubers.
In the Midwest, we don't stop. Through high water, snow, or wind, we keep moving forward. For over 60 years, More Engineering has supported that progress by paving the road ahead. Our team of transportation engineers has proudly worked to build and maintain the streets, highways, and structures that support our communities and grow our economy. More Engineering, improving lives by building strong communities.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
As we approach the end of the 2022 crop year, it's time to assess which decisions were good and which ones were not. Producers will go through cropping practices and evaluate their performance and make their adjustments the following year. Do you do the same with your risk management strategy? Did your crop insurance levels give you the coverage and protection you needed for the year? Were you able to respond to the market opportunities when they became available? If your risk management approach needs a little attention, the professionals at Martinson Ag can help you. We give you straightforward analysis that helps you make the best decisions for your operation.
Looking to add non-GMO conventional and organic soybeans to your rotation this year? Soyco International out of Gary, Minnesota is looking for new farmer contracts for the 2023 season. They have proven marketing strategies, partnered with local agronomy expertise to work alongside and provide the certified seeds needed for their contract growers. Soyco International is offering premium prices to boost your operation's bottom line. Reach out to Sean Young today at 218-350-3863 to answer any questions.
Every season has an end. After spending your whole life building something, it can be hard to move on to your next stage in life. But when that time comes, you deserve to have someone you trust guide you through the process. And by trusting us to pass on your legacy, it gives someone else the chance to create their own. Every auction has a story. Let us share yours.
Welcome back to AgweekTV. Joining me now is Chet Larson from Larson Farms and Brian Brown from Brian's Farming Videos. So Chet, let's start off with you. Tell me a little bit about your operation.
We're a West Central Minnesota farm, family farm with my uncle and dad and grandpa.
And what about you, Brian?
Southern Ohio, we raise corn, soybeans, and wheat. I farm with my dad and my brother.
And so Brian, how did you get started doing YouTube videos?
Spur of the moment, I was like, yeah, pick up a video camera and just start filming other things. And then I was like, I don't do anything other than farm, so I guess we're going to start filming that. And I realized a lot of people that I knew really well didn't know a lot about farming, and they were watching and they were learning, and kind of went from there.
We enjoy to show what our part of agriculture is and how we manage our farm.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I thought, Dad's got this thing figured out. Everybody farms like us. We're clearly doing it right. And then, start talking to other farmers and seeing how things are. I mean, I didn't know that people farm the way Chet and his family do because I've never been to Minnesota. So it's definitely helped us keep an open mind on maybe changing practices or trying something new and things like that.
Are some of your followers people from the non-ag industry?
Oh, definitely. I would say there's, I get emails, comments all the time of, I don't know how I found your videos or why I watch them, but I enjoy to see what agriculture is about, because I think there's a lot of misinformation out there on what actually happens on a farm. And I mean, we show everything. We show the good, the bad, the ugly, the mess ups, as painful and embarrassing as it can be, but that's a part of it and makes good content too.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today, Chet Larson and Brian Brown. Despite some hiccups, 2022 is turning out to be a good year financially for many farmers. The heavy rains, late planting, the war in Ukraine, and some other factors had farmers fearing for the worst.
Yeah, I'd say overall it's very regionally focused, but overall I think the farm economy had a good year this year. Now going into next year, we expect margins to tighten a little bit.
Farmers can expect inputs to continue to rise in the new year, such as fertilizer, rental rates, and interest rates. Experts advise farmers to plan accordingly.
Well, 2022 is going to turn out to be a pretty good year. 2020, 21, 22, all good years in general for the U.S. farmer. But it's going to be a little bit different in 2023.
According to Fox, the cost of production for farmers is expected to be 20% higher in 2023. The livestock business is thriving in eastern South Dakota, and that's good for the Howard Farmers Co-op Association. Howard grinds co-op members' corn and brings in soy meal and dried distillers' grain to add to rations, as prescribed by a nutritionist. Mark Niesis is the manager of the co-op's feed mill. Most of the co-op's corn is run through the mill. That's 800,000 bushels a year. He says a large percent of their business is with large livestock operations, like Windy Oak Farms of Iowa. It owns pigs at 10 farms.
If we can keep the corn around here, whatever, yeah, it definitely helps our producers around here. It should help with the basis or whatever, and get them a better price on their corn, definitely.
The mill has expanded its capacity several times over the last 25 years, and today it produces about 200 tons a day. Ahead on AgweekTV, we'll see how sheep helped a city family move back to the farm.
The 41st Annual AgWeek Farm Show returns to the Graham Arena Complex at the Olmsted County Fairgrounds March 7th and 8th, 2023. All area ag businesses are invited to attend this great opportunity to showcase their products and services to area farmers and ranchers. AgWeek News will be at the show with additional opportunities for sponsorship and additional advertising. It's going to be a can't-miss opportunity for farmers and ag leaders in the region.
Dynaflow is the ultimate high-volume water management pump. Whether you're experiencing flooding, emptying sloughs, transferring ponds, or working on irrigation, the Dynaflow pump works in as little as 18 inches of water and is designed to move 3,000 gallons per minute. The Dynaflow lift pump is the perfect upgrade to your drain tile system. Using line shaft turbine pump technology, these pumps are made to last while operating efficiently. Dynaflow drain tile pumps can move up to 1,500 gallons per minute, up to 3,400 feet away.
A&S Ag Sales is located in northwestern Minnesota, offering a full line of grain storage, handling equipment, and steel frame buildings. Let A&S Ag Sales take care of all your storage and handling needs. From the point of sale to the actual site construction, A&S Ag Sales will handle the entire process from start to finish. Call for year-end savings at 218-437-8200.
All right, here's the free gift I got for opening up a checking account. Let's see what I got.
Okay guys, so I got this portable DVD player.
Yeah, I'm not sure why my bank would give me a tiny waffle maker.
So it's a tumbler, but it doesn't fit in any of my cup holders.
I wasn't even sure they still made these.
Is it for kids? Is this for kids?
Don't fall for the free gift. Find a bank that cares about what you really need. Cornerstone Bank.
The team at North Star Ag is committed to quality and committed to you. We're not just a full-service dealer, we're farmers too, so we know you need the best machinery and services that'll keep you going all season long. We have the largest equipment inventory in the upper Midwest with a well-equipped parts and service department. So whether you need machinery tomorrow or parts today, stop in and experience what North Star Ag can offer on our website at northstar-ag.com or give us a call at 701-361-4790.
How will the weather fare as we head into the new year? Here's our Agri-weather outlook.
I'm meteorologist Jared Piepenberg, and the general outlook here coming up in the next 2 weeks, well, the Arctic air is out. So good news for many except for those that really like that extreme cold. That is kind of switched in the temperature department for us as temperatures have been fairly mild here as we're kind of closing out the year and kicking off the new year. We are tracking one system which could bring some rain, some snow, some wintry mix, all sorts of winter type weather across parts of the plains and the upper Midwest and eventually across the eastern seaboard. So that's what we'll be tracking next week. And then temperature changes as the upper atmosphere just continues to go up and down, which is leading to some warm days and maybe a little bit cooler ones for others. Speaking of the upper atmosphere, let's jump up there and check out the flow pattern here as we close out the weekend and head throughout the work week. We are going to be tracking a big dip across the west coast here, which will dig down across the desert southwest. Ahead of that, we'll get some warmer temperatures into parts of the plains, the northern plains as well. And then that dip will push eastward as we head into the work week. So this is Tuesday with this upper level flow pattern. You can see how that dip all the way down into Texas, including the plains, Minnesota, Iowa, the upper Midwest, and into the Great Lakes. What this is going to do is it's going to push a low pressure system out of the Rockies through the plains, upper Midwest, and it'll bring some rain and snow to parts of the region. So that's going to be our big weather producer to talk about here, and it's going to impact a lot of folks here as we head over the next multiple days. Eventually, that'll push eastward and up across the Great Lakes, and then temperatures will just kind of go back and forth in days ahead. So, of course, talking about that low pressure system moving across the Rockies and then across the plains and the upper Midwest, weather will end up looking a little bit wetter here coming up this week. And a little closer to home, you can kind of see how that could impact us. And it will all be determined by how far northward this low pressure system ends up pushing. So how that'll impact the Dakotas as well as Minnesota. Ahead of that system, seeing temperatures actually stay fairly warm there across the southeastern and the eastern seaboard with the cooler weather mainly across the desert southwest. This is that 6 to 10 day outlook. A little closer to home, you can see the eastern Dakotas, Minnesota, a little better shot to have a little warmer temperatures. Now, as we go into that 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, it looks almost identical here with the cooler weather expected across the desert southwest and the warmer temperatures across the eastern seaboard. And again, the Dakotas, Minnesota, looking like parts of the states will end up being a little warmer or having a little better shot at having some above average temperatures. And precipitation outlook for that following week, that's going to be that 8 to 8 to 14 day outlook above seasonal average precipitation across the eastern seaboard and across the far southwest. Up here, if we get a couple clippers, we may end up seeing some precipitation. Now, talking about just the month of January, right now, looking like we may just see a little below average temperatures in general across parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota, with some warmer temperatures well across the eastern seaboard. So looking like some folks will end up seeing kind of seasonal, and up here, it may end up being just a touch cooler.
Improve the profitability of your ranch by partnering with Top Herefords. Attend the bull sale February 10th, 2023 at the ranch, Grace City, North Dakota. When you buy a Top Herefords bull, you're getting top-of-the-line genetics and benefits of marketing your feeder cattle and replacement quality heifers direct. It's a common-sense approach to greater profits on your ranch. View the 2023 catalog at topherefords.com and join us at the bull sale February 10th, 2023 at 1 p.m.
Small or large, Superior Grain Equipment has a storage solution for you with a wide variety of bin options and accessories, along with site planning and superior customer service. Plus, from top to bottom, we offer the industry's best bins and warranties to protect your products and your grain storage investment. Get superior quality, protection, and reliability with generations of experience and dependability. Make the superior choice today with Superior Grain Equipment.
Don't miss out on the equipment you'll need next season. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH dealer, has early order discounts on its full line of powerful, efficient, new Case IH equipment, including tractors, combines, and self-propelled sprayers. Get a great deal and ensure that you have the latest in productivity and technology. Supply chains are tight. Contact your Titan Machinery dealership today and find out how much you can save by ordering ahead. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH equipment experts.
Grain Handling Direct presents How to Purchase Grain Storage Solutions in Your Bathrobe. First, go to grainhandlingdirect.com. Browse our products, check prices, and add your selection to a cart. You can place your order online or call our customer service reps with any questions. We'll route your order to the manufacturer and ship it directly to your front door. grainhandlingdirect.com. Direct and simple to save you money.
For AgWeek, this is Mikkel Pates at Watertown, South Dakota.
We'll look at the positive impacts that dairy can have on the community.
A Minnesota couple has put a grain bin to a new use. Spoiler alert, it's not grain.
This elaborate system of tubing with the downhill slope is how Maplewood State Park gathers sap to make syrup.
Thanks for watching AgweekTV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. An Edmore, North Dakota native wanted his wife and kids to experience life the way he was raised, so he brought them back to live on his family's farm. Lance and Kelly Mervick decided that raising sheep would help them do that, but not just any sheep.
Lance and Kelly Mervick had non-farming jobs near the Twin Cities, but when they thought about how and where they wanted to raise their children, they decided to return to Lance's family farm.
I wanted to be able to just have them run and play and have the experiences, because Lance talked so highly of the yardage and the animals and things that I wanted that for our kids.
They knew they wanted to raise livestock, but Lance says the startup costs were prohibitive for cattle, so they landed on sheep.
Compared to cows, they are the greediest animal.
Katahdin, a hare breed, was attractive because they don't have wool and don't need to be sheared.
They're strictly a meat breed, no wool on them, and that was a huge thing for us too, because you end up paying more to shear the sheep than you'd actually make off the wool these days.
Lance says their first year went well, but 2022 brought some challenges.
The snows and the drought the year before going into it, the hay quality was poor, winter lasted forever, and I think we did very good as far as death loss, but it was just a challenging lambing season. Fancy gate latch.
This year, the Mervicks sold about 100 lambs that were born in the spring. They sell for meat or breeding stock. Next spring, they plan to have 175 lambs on the ground. Kelly says she enjoys her new life on the farm, and she's also working to promote their meat, which they're selling directly to consumers and to restaurants.
Lamb is just kind of a niche market that it's people either want it or they don't.
Right now, the farm is a part-time venture, but eventually they hope to add cattle and farm full-time on the land Lance's family has farmed since 1896.
If we could make a living on the farm and raise our kids on the farm doing that would be the ultimate goal, yeah.
The COVID-19 pandemic forced a lot of industries to change the way they sell and market their products, lamb included. Before the pandemic, the majority of lamb was sold to restaurants for fine dining. But when those restaurants closed, lamb producers had to market their product directly to consumers.
When people were staying home, they took that opportunity to try new and different things. And one of the things they tried was lamb. We have a lot of recipes, a lot of innovative bloggers that we work with to develop recipes, and that gave us an opportunity to get lamb to people who hadn't had it before.
The ethnic market has also been a lifeline for lamb producers.
We have people that have a culture of eating lamb for generations, and we really are very appreciative that they have continued to pass that on to their children.
More people also began crafting with wool during the pandemic. Still ahead, as we continue our series on the future of food, how technology is making better soybeans. Last year's drought and this year's late planting season put some farmers behind schedule. But there's a new nano-liquid technology that could help play catch-up by delivering nutrients to your crops more efficiently. Let's take a look at how this new technology works. Erickson Custom Operations introduced AgweEK to the region in 2018. Farmers and producers alike have grown to appreciate this nano-liquid technology that's helped stretch their dollar thanks to AgweEK's impressive use rate.
The use rate is like 4 ounces an acre, which is a very low use rate.
AgweEK has also allowed farmers to lower their input costs while their yields continue to rise.
I mean, really all from between $3 to possibly $8 on a per acre cost to you to try it. So very inexpensive.
For more information, call the number or visit our website on the screen.
I'm Peter Bosch. I've been working with Gateway Building Systems for a little over 20 years now. I chose Gateway Building Systems to build my shop because I wanted a building that could both be used for my equipment and as a place for my family to hang out and do things. I would advise anybody that's thinking about working with Gateway to go in and talk to the guys there, tell them your plans and your future dreams, and let them design something for you.
Why I ultimately choose them is they handled everything from the site prep, the dirt work, the gravel. The electricians were all excellent, and they're very knowledgeable in the dryer setups themselves. They made sure that they designed me a system that was expandable years into the future. It was a long-term encompassing project, and that's what I appreciate about their knowledge. I'm Ethan Hansen from Blanchard, North Dakota, and I would definitely recommend Advanced Grain for all your grain storage handling needs.
It's time to register for the Soil Health Conference, January 24th and 25th in Sioux Falls. With excellent keynote speakers, breakout sessions, awards, discussion panels, social events, and networking opportunities, this outstanding event will offer something for everyone. Students may register for free and can participate in a student essay contest. The conference will be held in conjunction with the Midwest Cover Crop Council annual meeting, January 23rd at the same location. This is a chance to get your soil health questions answered and form connections with mentors. Learn more and register at sdsoilhealthcoalition.org.
Technology is revolutionizing soybean plant breeding programs by expediting variety development. At North Dakota State University, plant breeders are using high-tech tools to improve soybeans. Carrie Miranda, who leads the university's plant breeding program, says they use modern breeding techniques like genome markers, robots, and drones to develop varieties with improved yields, disease resistance, and other traits farmers and consumers want.
Essentially, technology just allows us to collect more data so we can make better choices for the lines that we decide to test and then release.
Simultaneous near-infrared spectroscopy, or NRIS, is another technological tool soybean breeders can use to determine traits such as oil and protein content and fatty acids. That helps them choose varieties that are best for their intended markets. We appreciate you watching AgweekTV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep up on all your ag news. Happy New Year, everybody.